We now have our environments ready to start creating Xamarin applications, both for Android and for iOS. And we've already connected successfully our Visual Studio 2017 on Windows with Visual Studio for Mac over on a Mac computer, which will allow us to test, design and debug our iOS applications on iOS simulators or directly on devices. Now, before moving forward and start creating our iOS applications, I want for you to configure something else on your Visual Studio. So in the next section, you are able to test your application using one of the latest features of Xamarin that is actually very recently available on preview on the release version of Visual Studio, and that is Xamarin Live Player. It is so new that when we were recording this course, we actually created an entire lecture on how to install the preview of Visual Studio. But as it turns out, this Xamarin Live Player is now available on the release version. So if you have Visual Studio 15.4, that is the 2017 version of course, you now have Xamarin Live Player. So let's learn how to enable it. The first thing that you have to make sure of is to open Visual Studio, of course, but go to the Help menu and select About Visual Studio. You should have a version of Visual Studio that is 15.4 or higher, because it is as of 15.4 that Xamarin Live Player is available. So if you don't, you will have to navigate to the Tools menu, select Extensions and Updates, navigate to the Update section and make sure that you update Visual Studio. But if you do, all you have to do is enable it because it is already installed. To enable it, you have to navigate to Tools again, but this time you have to navigate to Options. In the Options window, you will find almost all the way to the bottom a Xamarin option. And if you expand it, you're going to see Android settings, iOS settings, and Other. It is the Other option that you want to select. So in here, you will see the settings for the Xamarin Live Player, which is still in preview, but is now available, is stable enough for Xamarin to allow you to use it on the release version of Visual Studio. So again, all you have to do is enable it and click on OK. And that's it. You are now 100% set to start creating iOS applications, Android applications using C# with Xamarin. Which also means that you are entirely ready to move forward with the course. Now in the next lecture, we're going to learn how to do this that we've just done on Windows on Mac as well. But right after that, we're going to start creating our first Xamarin Forms application.